Night has fallen over Singapore. We're in the National Stadium for the first time in Super Rugby. The Sunwolves playing 3 of their home games here in Super Rugby, the other 5 in Tokyo, and at halftime against the Cheetahs in their first ever match in Singapore, they lead by 28 points to 13 with 4 converted tries. Robbie Kempson is with Sunwolves head coach Mark Hammett.
Mark Hammett, that must be the start you're looking for.
Yeah, it was good. You know, we had a bit of a hard time against the Lions on set piece, and I thought that first half was a huge improvement to the point where we've actually put a bit of pressure on the Cheetahs.
Can we expect much of the same in the second half?
Yeah, pretty similar. I mean, they're bringing pretty solid line speed, and we just maybe need to look about getting in behind them to try and break that up a bit. Excellent. Thanks, Rob. Yeah.
Some very clever play in the first half, most notably from Tusi PC, who really has been the general in the Sunwolves lineup. Kicked superbly out of hand, and also put the grubbers in behind the Cheetahs defensive line. They enjoyed territorial and possession advantage, and they made it count on the scoreboard, Owen.
Yeah, rightly so. But it all starts up front. I think Marley, Durant and Quirk, the loose trio, dominating the breakdown point, just generating a quick ball for PC, always on the front foot, no pressure on him whatsoever. Cheetahs will look back in that first half, felt defensively they were very poor, missing on those 12 tackles. They want to up that and utilize the opportunities when they come up. Brian Prinsloo has come on. The experienced Brian Prinsloo definitely.
So Neil Marais gets the second half underway, and there have been some changes made by the Cheetahs at half-time. We saw Max van Dijk come on during the first half, but Charles Marais also on for Ox and Chair. And Torsten van Jaarsveld on for Jacques Dutoy. Boom Prinsloo on for Paul Skuman, and Fred Zeilinger on for Sias Everson. So a number of changes made by the Cheetahs, an entirely new front row, a change in the back row, and then one of only 2 backline substitutes in Fred Zeilinger brought on, and he has taken up position at fullback.
Well, the one that surprises me the most is Paul Skuman. He's having an outstanding game.
I mean, a great combination to see Skuman together with Prinsloo, just looking to control the breakdown point. That's where the Cheetahs are found wanting in this match. But a fresh front row, the experienced one, Van Jaarsveld, Marais and Van Dijk.
Well, they conceded a tight head in the first half. Much better scrum from the Cheetahs this time, but it was available for Hiwasa at the back of that scrum. Now PC, cut out ball from him.
Release. So racket form already, hands are out.
Well, that penalty's gone against Boom Prinsloo. Quinton Immelman saying he's been beaten by the ruck on that occasion.
Yep.
And Tusi PC having a shot at goal. He hasn't missed one yet. 7 Springbok. Boom Prinsloo on in place of Paul Skuman. You heard a call of get away from Quinton Immelman as this tackle was made. Tackle made by Fenter and Small Smith.
Yeah, that's the call from Quinton Immelman, beaten by the ruck.
So 2 outstanding conversions from Tusi PC from the right-hand touchline, from 2 of the 3 tries scored by Akihito Yamada. The other 2 were straight in front. This is his first penalty attempt of the game. He's hit it strong and low and over.
Yeah, another great start to the second half by the Sunwolves.
Saw some very strong words from Francois Fenter in the team huddle. from the Cheetahs during the half-time break. Very disappointed with the defensive effort in those final 5 minutes. 2 of the 4 tries coming in the last 5 minutes of the half, after they'd pulled back to within a point at 14-13. Zeilinger, hauled down by Sasakura. Now some rare front foot ball for the Cheetahs. Charles Marais running onto it, Fenter sniping. Away by Van Jaarsveld. Inside from Small Smith for Sergio Peterson. And now the little dink through is from Marais. And looking for the offload to his right, there was no one there. Kept in by Zeilinger. Prinsloo. Some good work from Zeilinger to keep that momentum going. Van Dijk with the carry.
Much better by the Cheetahs.
Kasim trying to go through the middle. But the turnover was good from the SUNWOLVES. And a very unlikely carrier of the ball. Now William Small-Smith, Sean Fenter, Kasim is through! And a very simple score in the end, but it was a wonderful line from Uzair Kasim to get his first Super Rugby try.
Great score by the Cheetahs in the second half, but superb energy provided by the replacement. All of a sudden the Cheetahs are getting the go forward. That's what's required. He picked a superb line, was Kasim. But the energy is coming off from the bench, the experienced players.
That's fine. Okay, cool. So time will only start now, as they kicked it away, so...
Good score. To just rectify and improve their defence. The visitors, the Cheetahs.
Neil Marais is going to have to get on with it here, because Quinton Immelman indicated that he started running the clock as soon as the ball was thrown away after the try was scored, but he's well within his time, and the flags go up. Much needed score from the Cheetahs.
Better from the Cheetahs. Assume this was the game plan right from the outset, which they haven't really played. Offload and awareness coming in from Sean Fenter, the finish from Uzair Kasim, and the Cheetahs thriving from taking it up the middle of the field.
Very experienced at provincial level. Uzair Kasim played both for the Falca and then 71 matches for the Pumas. And this is his first season of Super Rugby. Oh, the kick giving plenty of time to the hat-trick scorer Yamada.
From the hit.
A better defence there from Raymond Rule.
Hiwasa waits. Morley
So, Rook.
lost forward,
Play on.
or ripped out in the tackle, and here comes Fred Zeilinger. And there's a huge amount of space in behind the SUNWOLVES there. And the bounce of the ball, good for Zeilinger, right back down into the SUNWOLVES 22-metre area.
Yeah. Yep.
With the numbers on the outside there, Robbie.
That's exactly what I thought.
Just say again, repeat that.
Turnover ball, opportunity to spin it out wide. They had the
Red
overlap.
number 15.
Make no mistake, it's a fantastic kick and good awareness to get it out there, but
Play on.
certainly an opportunity there.
Takuma Asahara on for Kakinaga, tight head. Timothy Bond has also left the field. No contest on the jump of Hitoshi Ono. And Yamada running it out from depth. Very tight to the touchline from Hiwasa. Rule chasing back. Peterson. Durutalo with the tackle on Sergio Peterson. Now Maria looking for territory once again. And a short in-goal area here that's going to cost the Cheetahs dearly, all the way back for a scrum. Mind you, if it had been full size, it still would have gone over the dead ball line.
Yeah, not a kind bounce for Neil Marais. But a great opportunity for the SUNWOLVES to get back on the attack.
What were you guys saying about 15?
The scrums were satisfactory, solid in the first half. Bit of one scrum in the second half where we felt the Cheetahs, the changes they've made up front, they should get more ascendancy in this department.
Yeah, morning. Thanks.
The only scrum of the second half that
Is this play
Cheetahs
coming
put
on or
quite a large amount of pressure on the SUNWOLVES pack with that new front row. Scrummed exceptionally well last week against the Stormers.
not sure what's happening yet. Okay. Go. Thank you.
Still a couple of medical staff members on the team.
With Rian Fallion, he's received quite a hefty knock in a ruck.
I need a bit of
It's a good 5 minutes ago, so they're just a bit worried about him at the moment.
Fine. Safe.
One of the medics still on the field here.
Oh, powerful Cheetah scrum. With that, they get the penalty.
Collapsing now, there's the mark. Feet too far back.
And take note as well that there's been a change in the SUNWOLVES pack. Lucia Osoda has moved into the side of the scrum. That meant Marley has gone into lock.
There'll be a concussion test for Rian Fallion. He's just going inside the tunnel.
Substitution. What's the substitution? Yeah, we need to do this a bit quicker. So once he's here, we need to get him on.
Yeah, so they've got to wait now because the medical staff were not happy that Rian Fallion had been properly dealt with, but there wasn't a substitution ready to take the field.
Well, here he comes.
Yeah.
Nifi Passetti
Just organise
Paea.
it and make it a bit quicker this side. Time's on.
So Fallion has disappeared under the stands to be assessed by the medical team.
No.
Hiwasa was warned earlier by Quinton Immelman for encroaching over the offside line. That pass has gone behind its intended recipient, and the Cheetahs under pressure again, deep in their own half. And that has gone straight into touch. So two badly misdirected kicks. One from Neil Marais and then one from Sean Fenter.
It's another great opportunity for the SUNWOLVES to really put the pressure on the Cheetahs. Great chance to record their first Super Rugby win. Commanding lead at half-time as well. Still haven't quite utilised their bench. Only the two changes.
Uncontested ball at the line out for the SUNWOLVES, and a first carry for Paea. Hiwasa sniping and offloading for Ed Quirk.
Release now wide.
Carry up is from Moli, who, as Owen mentioned, has shifted from the back row into the second row at set piece time with the departure of Timothy Bond. And ripped again in contact, and very luckily going backwards. Picked up in the tackle was Boehm Prinsloo, but brought back safely to terra firma. Another contest under the high ball, this time for Neil Murray. Dealt with it brilliantly, got away from the tackle of Sasakura. Sasakura, who's moved into the fullback position with Rion Falyun's departure, and away goes Sean Fenter. He's got two to his right, one of them is Sergio Peterson.
Brilliant defence. Paia.
Well, once again, you thought the pass might have gone a fraction earlier. From Fenter, he had Van Jaarsveld and Peterson away to his right. Quinton Immelman playing advantage to the Cheetahs, but they will want more. Zalinger brought down. They will want to keep this ball alive and try and create a try-scoring opportunity. It's a poor pass, but bounces kindly for Murray, and Neil Murray will go in for his second. The Cheetahs right back in this now with a kick to come. It'll be 4 points the difference. A third try for the Cheetahs, a second for Neil Murray. And a much more energetic visiting side in the second half.
Yeah, they made heavy weather over the Cheetahs, but finally they go over. That's a powerful run from the fly-half, Murray. Yeah, good finish. Paia disappointed with that tackle attempt.
Thanks for that call in, Nori. Good call. It was Nori, huh?
It was from turnover ball. Cheetahs kept it in hand from deep within their own half.
And the conversion of formality for Neil Murray. He scored all but 5 of the Cheetahs points, 22 to his name. Right back in it.
Finish here from Neil Murray once again. His second try tonight. His shirt performance in the 10 jersey. The Cheetahs just clawing their way back into it.
Who's the kicker?
Sunwolves' defence in the first half of the game, very good. And it was good in keeping out Sean Fenter and Sergio Peterson a moment ago, but they are dropping off a few more tackles in the second half. Suddenly the tackles missed count very even, 15 to 14. The Cheetahs with far more possession in the second period that they had in the first half, and while they've made a couple of misdirected kicks, generally making much better use of the ball when they've had it. Fenter's hoist straight up towards the closed roof.
Offside in front of the kicker as well, advancing.
Yeah, Cheetah players advancing.
So they're interfering, you understand? So it interferes the play.
To make your way back if you're in front of the kicker, or stand still.
He's offside, so.
Charge upfield from Van Dijk, replacement prop forward. There's a hoist. The basics, the game plan is in place here. It's just the kick, not quite up to scratch from Sean Fenter. He knows it as well. So, Carl Waffner should have stood still, but he carried on playing. That's the reason for the penalty.
PC 4 conversions and a penalty so far, just the one penalty attempted. He's 5 out of 5 from the kicking tee. Such a bonus for this Sunwolves team in their first season of Super Rugby to have an international, Samoan international, and an experienced Super Rugby man in their ranks. And he's been quite outstanding tonight. That's his first miss.
Then we got a substitution. It's a substitution, let's get him on. 9 and 14 off.
Well, they're taking off their try scorer, Kaito Yamada. Coming on is Kaito Shigano.
Time is on.
But also If Paseti Pae has stayed on the field, Rian Falyun has come back on. And somehow the Cheetahs managing to rescue that situation. Venter. Back for Zeilinger. PC dropping back.
Oh.
Raymond Rule could be in trouble here.
No, yeah. This is a potential yellow card coming, I think.
It's clumsy, isn't it? Because
That's all it is, yeah.
There's just no way he can influence that kick.
Still leg. That's all he's not going for anything
Raymond Rule can count his blessings, not receiving a card.
Yeah. Penalty result.
So not putting his arms out, looking to charge down the kick. So he knew that he was late. There was no way he was going to charge down the kick. But a healthy crowd has turned up here on the very first Super Rugby game here in Singapore, Matthew.
That's fantastic. Talking to some of the people who've been involved with the stadium project when we arrived here yesterday, just saying how they're trying to use team sports as a method to bring people together. There's not a great team sport culture in the city. They acknowledge that, but this facility has been built as a fantastic aquatic facility immediately next door to the stadium, running tracks and all sorts of sporting facilities which are truly world-class. The Singapore Sevens will be held here on the weekend of April the 16th and 17th as part of the HSBC Sevens World Series. That the week after the epic Hong Kong Sevens. So using these 3 Super Rugby games being played by the Sunwolves is a chance to bring people together, a massive expat community here from some of the more traditional rugby playing nations. So a good start to the vision for this city and this stadium and this franchise. Falyun on the counter, beautiful offload in the tackle. Hitoshi Ono, the man following up. And that's another penalty against Boehm Prinsloo. He had one for hands in, now not rolling away.
You've got to get on your feet before you counter up. Ball clear. Take a shot.
One of the leaders in this Cheetah side is Boehm Prinsloo, having captained them a number of times last season. A lot more competitive in the second half, the Cheetahs, Robbie.
That they have been. I think a bit more experience in the front row certainly has added to that. And also the other thing you've got to just take into consideration is that the Sunwolves got together relatively late in the piece when it comes to the conditioning sphere of life. So the right thing by Mark Ham to try to slow the game down in the second half on every occasion.
First penalty attempt of the game for Yu Tamura. Japanese debut in 2012, sat on the bench, came off the bench in Japan's famous victory against South Africa in Brighton. Does also play in the fly half position for his club and very used to taking the goal kicking duties, but that sliced away across the face of the upright. So a real let off for the Cheetahs. 2 penalties at goal have missed and they remain within 4. Neil Marais, as he kicked that ball, perhaps getting a little bit of cramp. Rule goes high, but a good contest in the air, and it was lost forward by Raymond Rule. Shigeno, replacement scrum half. Quirk. Tackle from Vechner, he's got to roll away. It is available for Shigeno.
Ruck time now.
Well, that ball almost squirting out the back of that ruck would have presented a real opportunity for Boom Prinsloo.
So you're just taking the contest out on your feet.
Penalty against Shotohori.
Yeah, not supporting his own body weight, Shotohori. Nice to find touch.
Now Fred Zalinger has missed touch. And Rion Fullion with a huge return kick. If that had gone into touch, it would have been a territorial win after the penalty for the Sunwolves. Now Zalinger out of the tackle. They've got to try and rebuild from deep inside their own half. Gets huge distance on those punts. There's Rion Fullion. He's one of the few kickers who still regularly employs the torpedo kick. So many kickers using the end over end technique for accuracy. And he reverts to that now from the free kick, but when he's got time on his hands, he gives it a spin and a lot of air.
Let's get him on. 4.
Another change for the Sunwolves. Hitoshi Ono, 96 test veteran of Japan, leaving the field.
Great performance from Ono. Really mixing it up with the big lads. The pick-up and drives was solid in defence. That's the reason they call him the Iron Man. Leaves nothing out there.
Well, surely at over 1.9 metres, the big bad wolf in the Sunwolves team. Well, perhaps that should go to Liaki Moli.
Good driving more from the Cheetahs.
And still no call of use it, because you hear Quinton Immelman saying it's still moving forward. So until it stops or moves sideways, there won't be that call, but eventually Cheetahs opting to take it to ground. Fenta. Marais. And then William Small-Smith. Ripped away in the tackle, but Peterson is away. Sergio Peterson!
Play the advantage, ruck forward.
And there were hands in there from the Sunwolves after the ruck had formed. Still the Cheetahs want to take it wide. Marais. Kasim. Van Dijk.
Get them on.
They want to play this advantage for as long as they can. Torsten van Jaarsveld now.
Not held.
Back to his feet quickly. Strong defence on their line from the Sunwolves. The ball knocked out of Sean Fenter's hands there.
Yeah, very negative from the Sunwolves.
And Boom Prinsloo stretching but short. Still that advantage being played. A penalty advantage right in front of the posts.
On the line.
Well, it looked as though Quinton Immelman was about to award a try there, but then took his hand down.
No. I'm happy that was a ruck, and inside the ruck you still planted it forward, so we're going for the advantage. No. Offside, numerous occasions, advantage. Scrum.
Good call.
Yeah, scrums improved immensely. The Cheetah scrum in the second half. They're going to make the most of it. But look at the experience of Molly. When the scrum's called, immediately takes a seat just to buy his team some time to recover.
That's very cynical, Owen Nkumani. Very. He's got another of his forwards trying to help the cramp.
If the Cheetahs took a quick tap, he'll be back on his feet. He'll be tackling as we speak. It's tough in the middle of the engine, so he's moved from the side of the scrum, and now he's playing locked forward as Liaki Moli in the scrum.
I felt it was, yeah, I did. I spoke to him.
So the two fly halves.
Yeah.
PC has been outstanding. I'm not sure I quite agree with the 0 defenders beaten, because in that the build-up to the try scored by the captain on the stroke of half-time. It was he who took the ball to the line, but Neil Marais has had a very tidy outing. 2 tries to his name, 3 conversions, 2 penalties.
I think the difference as well is that PC puts players into gaps, the creation, and all of Murray's play has been his own individual play. Not the rest of the team is benefiting from the fly-off, who's the general, who makes sure that the team advances.
And as we mentioned earlier, the kicking out of hand from 2CPC, quite outstanding.
Oh, the 2 number 9s. Oh, argumentative little fellows.
You two, come here, 2 halfbacks. So you meant to put in the ball and you meant to end this weight. So you guys not going to push and shove on this side. So yeah, nothing in it. Just
oh dear.
That's where we go. Time's on again.
Was it really that bad down there, Robbie?
Oh nah. It's like a cat fight, bigger.
It's not often that a player standing 1.7 meters tall and weighing 75 kilos is taller and heavier than the man he replaces, which is what happened when Shigeno replaced Iwasa.
Fine. 6.
Cheetahs need a strong platform. Picked up at the back by Henko Fenter. Another penalty advantage being played for the visiting side. Fenter, Marais, and William Small-Smith stopped on the gain line. Kasim. Durutalo has tackled relentlessly. Fenter away to his left. Quick hands from Zalinger. Marais couldn't get his offload away.
Yes, from Red. Just a knock on from Red.
That ball lost forward off a Sunwolves hand. Fenter. And then Francois Ace.
Yeah, great defense from
just a fraction
Durutalo.
short. Yeah, great defense. Durutalo again was the man, positioning himself between the advancing Francois Ace and the try line. Sean Fenter, Van Dijk. Strong leg tackle, this time from Shota Hori. Can they break this very committed defensive line of the Sunwolves?
Not the ball, taking the player, not the ball.
Sean Fenter again, Rule. Straight in on the ball goes Tatakawa, but easily cleaned off it. Look how that Sunwolves defensive line has panned out.
Solid defense from the Sunwolves. Cheetahs need some creativity, they need something special.
Well, the crowd's unhappy. The penalties against Hosoda, who just fell wearily onto the wrong side of that ruck.
What brave defence though from the Sunwolves, knocking the Cheetahs back. A number of opportunities for the Cheetahs. The defence stood firm throughout.
Decision time here. The Cheetahs take the 3-point shot in front of the upright. Still a lot of time on the clock. Yeah, that's the right thing to do.
No, line out bigger.
Line out they're going for.
Yeah. You're driving more. There's your money.
Next one. Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on Boom Prinsloo if that's the case. He's got 13 Super Rugby tries, and the majority of those have come from being in control of the ball at the back of a quickly advancing Maul. More changes for the Sunwolves. Derek Carpenter on for a Super Rugby debut. He's replacing 2CPC.
Got a player down on that side.
He's limping a bit. It's the only reason why he'd be going off. Excellent game and receiving just applause from the crowd on the main grandstand.
Okay. So, who's the sub replacement captain? Who's captain? Who's captain? Discipline still goes on. The next one.
Takeshi Kizu also on for his second Super Rugby cap as Captain Shota Hori makes his way off.
Time's on. Ball out.
Torsten van Jaarsveld with the throw.
Don't sack. Hey, just wait through the middle.
And the maul advancing.
Collapsing.
Maul collapsed by the Sunwolves illegally. So it's yet another penalty advantage being played. Just a metre out now, the Cheetahs, looking for their fourth try.
Yeah, they need to finish the Cheetahs.
Now available for Sean Fenter, dropped, lost forward by Uzair Kasim. And there's going to be a card here against Eddie Quirk.
Clear, collapse on the ball.
There was a team warning. He mentioned it to the new captain before the line-out. He said next player that has an indiscretion will be off for negative play, and that he has done.
Well, firstly, he agreed with Ed Quirk, said he came through the middle.
Thank you.
Yeah. Finally, just disrupting the driving maul from the Cheetahs. This could be an opportunity for the visitors.
Oh, the Sunwolves are going to have to sack it immediately. If they form a maul, I'm afraid the Cheetahs are going to walk over the try line.
Van Jaarsveld to the tail.
Sack is good.
And the sack was good, but a powerful second surge, and the Cheetahs are over and into the lead. Boom Prinsloo, the man controlling it at the back. He goes over for try number 14 in Super Rugby, and his first of this season.
Never pretty, but very effective when they get it right. They channel the ball back. Good support for Boom Prinsloo, and a good finish, Cheetahs. It's 8 against 7. They need to capitalize.
Very important conversion attempt this for Neil Murray, because no doubt the Sunwolves will kick off deep and just try and get some kind of territorial advantage. They've had none to speak of in this second half. Almost 50% of the second half has been played inside the Sunwolves 22. Murray off the upright. So just a point in it. That will definitely give the Sunwolves a little bit of a lift with 7.5 minutes to play.
Sustained pressure from this Cheetahs pack. The defence of the Sunwolves are firm, and the reason why that's not track controller is Boom Prinsloo still in the middle of that maul as the ball carrier. Strong work from the pack and just reward for them. And the Cheetahs sneak into the lead.
Leon Viljoen with the kickoff. Oh, that's a horrible mistake. Horrible mistake when your pack is down to 7 and a resurgent Cheetah scrum.
It seems to be a bit of discomfort after that kick.
White ball.
Just lost the plant foot.
Yeah.
Clearly in a bit of discomfort.
It's quite interesting why the Sunwolves have got Rian Viljoen restarting, where Tamara has been able to get them on the restart. Just nice hanging kicks, allowing back and forth to put the pressure. Remember, he also went for that concussion test, Viljoen.
And every time they have used him, they've used him a couple of times to restart, but only when they want to restart really deep.
I must say as well that the field they're playing onto is a bit narrow, it's not as wide as most rugby pitches.
Ball's available.
Quinton Immelman letting it go. It went down in the front rows. Murray keeping it in behind the Sunwolves defensive line, but they will throw everything into attack now. And the Cheetahs need to be aware. And that's gone forward in the tackle. He might have been better served hanging on to that, setting up the ruck. But I was just going to say, the Sunwolves need to be aware of, or the Cheetahs need to be aware, as they will be, of the boot of Rion Viljoen. He was kicking them over from more than 55 meters in the warm-up. So a penalty.
Yeah, great break, just the inside pass execution. Not up to standard. But impressive to see a number of red jerseys that go towards the ball carrier. He's really been outstanding. One of the most valuable players, I must say, Tamaru of the Sunwolves. Inside center.
Let's go.
28 points to 13. The Sunwolves led at half-time, and they made that 31 to 13 early in the second half. But since then,
balls out. They're playing the halfback without the ball. Yeah.
So there is a penalty now.
Playing halfback without the ball.
And Quinton Immelman at first had his arm pointing the way of the Sunwolves. I thought Rion Viljoen might get an opportunity. Couldn't understand why it had been given, but it was against the Sunwolves for playing Sean Fenter without the ball.
Great scrum from the Cheetahs. Just those scrum after coming around shouldn't have, but looks like the referee called it that the scrum was over.
Prinsloo with the pick and drive now. Made a couple of errors early on, just in timing at the breakdown. Conceded a couple of penalties, but neither of those was converted into points. And since then, some telling contributions from the 7 Springbok, including the try that took the Cheetahs into the lead for the first time. Kasim. Sunwolves have that BP next to their 31 because they are on a losing bonus point. Both sides with 4 tries, so no try-scoring bonus points in these new Super Rugby rules. You have to be 3 clear of your opponents. Now the hoof through from Rion Viljoen, and a very good bounce as well. Beats Fred Zeilinger into touch. Viljoen in all sorts of trouble.
That's just pure cramp. What a kick.
Just over 2 minutes left to play in the Singapore National Stadium. Sunwolves surely have to put men in the air here.
Yeah, it's the right area to compete as well, Matthew. With nothing to lose. Need to put the pressure on.
And just a little late on it was Liaki Moli. Fenter. Murray not finding touch. Can the Sunwolves milk a penalty somewhere just inside Cheetahs territory and give themselves a last gasp opportunity? Discipline of vital importance now for the Cheetahs side. Paea. Beautiful pick up there. And Tatakawa caught as he juggled the ball. And the maul has been formed by the Cheetahs. They can hang on to that, and if it doesn't emerge, it'll be a Cheetahs scrum.
Your take, Robbie Kempson.
Well, just listen to the crowd. No, I think it's the right call. There's no question about it. He called the maul. It was being held up. It's gone to ground. It is advantage to the Cheetahs.
Thumbs off. Got a cramp here.
And one scrum to come.
Not surprising, there are a few players cramping up, given the conditions. Carried into contact by Tatakawa. Was it Zeilinger in there? Yeah, Fred Zeilinger and Francois Ace it was, with their arms around the ball. That precipitated the call of maul.
I think Quinton Imman's had a very commendable performance in his first Super Rugby game. Really cool in his shirt.
And Francois Ace, having played a role in establishing that maul, leaves the field, and two new lock forwards. Reniel Hicho and Hilton Lovitz, getting all of 12 or 13 seconds.
Yeah, you sometimes wonder what's the reason for that. And I still say rugby union in general needs to look at how the impact the bench can have and how to utilize them. You can actually have specialist bench players who come on as impact players, and for a guy to come in for seconds really doesn't help the team or the players' cause.
Final scrum is strong from the Cheetahs, and Fenter's kick into touch will bring an end to the game. The hooter had sounded, and so the Sunwolves, having led by 28 points to 13 at half-time, could only muster a solitary penalty in the second half, while the Cheetahs got over for 3 additional tries and gradually clawed their way back into the game. A hat-trick for Akihito Yamada in the first half from the Sunwolves. And the Cheetahs, 2 tries from Neil Marais, 1 from Uzair Kasim, 1 from Boehm Prinsloo. They got over the line in the end. Full time in the first game in the Singapore National Stadium. The Sunwolves 31, Cheetahs 32.
Nope. Cool.
Yeah, Charles. No.
I'll be very disappointed with the results from the SUNWOLVES. They controlled this match from start to finish. Pity it didn't happen on the scorecard. They were good in that first half. As we have a look at some of the numbers of this clash between the Cheetahs and the SUNWOLVES. Handling errors all pretty fair. In the second half, the Cheetahs improved immensely. But have a look at the tackles missed. SUNWOLVES were in the single digit in the first half. Second half, they got to 20. Cheetahs improved a little bit. And lineouts lost. They'll be disappointed with that stat as well. More stats and the carries, much better by the Cheetahs in the second half. Look at that, 98 to them. And gain line success, 40, huge improvement. The bench came on for the Cheetahs, and with that, they injected the expertise and also the energy and started chasing the game, and a much better result for the visitors. And Franco Smith will be pleased with the end result away from home. And that is the log at the moment, because SUNWOLVES still winless in the competition. The Cheetahs, with their 5 points, get bumped up. And also we got find out from the losing captain and the winning captain from Matthew Pearce.
Thank you very much to Owen and Kamani. I'm with Shoto Hori, the SUNWOLVES captain. Shot a fantastic first half. Disappointed, though, I'm sure, with the effort in the second.
そうですね、後半から足が止まったという部分もありましたし。
Yeah, second half we did stop working or stop moving. The work rate dropped.
そこの後半の始めっていう部分は次の修正点として持って次のゲームに臨めたと思います。
So that's the area that we need to work on. How we start off the second half.
What about this stadium in Singapore? Obviously 3 of your matches being played here against South African opposition, and a word for the fans who came out to support the SUNWOLVES in Singapore.
対戦するけれどもどうでしたか。そしてファンがこんだけ来てくれたけどどうでしたか。
たくさんのファンの方々が来ていただいてすごいモチベーションができましたし、今日いいプレーできたのもシンガポールの皆様もたくさんの日本人の皆様も来ていただいたおかげでいい試合できたと思ってます。これ満足せずにいいゲームじゃなくて絶対勝ちたい、絶対勝つゲームを出したいと思います。
Really motivated us with all these fans turning up, from people from fans from Singapore, fans from Japan. But we're not going to be satisfied with this result. We really want to win. We must win.
And a lot of Japanese national players in the SUNWOLVES team, but also some influence from other countries as well, all providing to an interesting mix in your team.
面白いミックスなチームになっていると思うけれども、それがどういう影響を及ぼしてますか。
代表の選手たちとのもともとスーパーラグビーでやった外国人の選手とのっていうのは非常に僕たちにいい影響を与えているので、特に代表の選手たちはハードワークするという部分はそのまま引き継いで残っているので非常にいい影響はあると思います。
Yes, we have a very good mix with the national players and also the foreign players who be experienced in Super Rugby, and a very good influence to the team. And since the national team really worked hard, and that's really been influencing the team as well.
Well, our thanks to the SUNWOLVES. We look forward to seeing you back in Singapore in 2 weeks' time. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now to the Cheetahs captain, Francois Fenta. Francois, first of all, I'm going to say that we saw you in the huddle at half-time. You were obviously a desperately disappointed man with the first half performance. You must be delighted with the second, though.
Yes, I'm very glad we got the result. It's the first one, and we really worked hard to get this. Yeah, I think credit to their first half performance. They really put us under pressure, and yeah, but I'm just lucky we got the result.
Some defensive lapses towards the back end of that first half really cost you after you'd fought back into the game.
Yes, I must say, but they surprised us with a few tricks. But yeah, every week we're going to learn and hopefully come back better.
You had a very inexperienced front row starting this game, Francois. There was a definite energy, that came off the bench in that second half.
Yes, I must give them credit. They did well. They put out their hearts out there tonight and they made a difference. So credit to that or to them that came on. And yeah, we're building a squad, so it's great experience for the guys traveling for the first time. And it's an awesome stadium, awesome crowd, and it's just nice to be here in Singapore.
Great to be part of history, I'm sure. The first game ever played in this magnificent arena.
Yes, I must say it's amazing, but weather a bit different and difficult to play rugby in, but it's nice. Friendly people, happy city. Yeah, great to be here.
Back to Johannesburg to face the Lions next week.
Yes, that's a new challenge for us, and yeah, we just want to focus, get back there, and start preparing for them.
Francois, well played. It was a fabulous second half performance, and enjoy the win.
Thanks a lot, appreciate it.
Well, that's Francois Venter, the captain of the Cheetahs, who get their first win in Super Rugby. They lost their first 2 games of the campaign at home in Bloemfontein. They came here to Singapore and they trailed by 28 points to 13 at half-time. But a fabulous second half performance from them sees them get on the aeroplane a little later this evening to head back to Bloemfontein to prepare for next week's game against the Lions. It's been wonderful to be part of some rugby history here at the Singapore National Stadium, the stadium where the Singapore Sevens will be hosted in April, but this is the first time that Super Rugby has been played in the Singapore National Stadium. A victory for the Cheetahs. We say good night from Singapore.